Obviously, a lot of questions that I've gotten today already, and we'll probably get here as well, as replacing Saquon Barkley, which, I don't know if you necessarily, can replace a guy like that, from a production standpoint, but I do think our offensive line, for the first time since we've been there, becoming a strength, is going to help with that. So excited about that group. The game of football always will and always has starts up front, and then obviously we got some question marks, at running back. Miles Sanders, there's a lot of excitement and buzz about him right now, and what he's going to be able to do, as well as some other guys like Mark Allen and Jonathan Thomas and Ricky Slade. They're going to factor in. It'll be an interesting battle, come fall camp. At wide receiver, Jawan Johnson, DeAndre Tompkins play a lot of football for us, and we're going to need those guys to step up. And then obviously it's the storylines. Who are the guys that are going to emerge that maybe aren't household names right now on the offensive side? There's been a lot of talk about us losing our entire secondary that all ended up having opportunities at the NFL, but we have played so many guys in the secondary that a guy like Amani Aruwe, who's here with us, this weekend. Obviously, last year finished second team All Big Ten at 4 interceptions, is stepping into a starting role for us. John Reed, who was a starter for us the year before, is coming back, from an injury, and we're excited about what he's going to be able to do as well.
You guys lost a lot on the back end last year, and then obviously you and Amani are here. But how do you guys feel like you're going to replace those 4 seniors?
Well, I say first thing I can say to that is those guys were tremendous leaders in the back end, and we have a lot of younger guys who are able to learn a lot from them and how they approach the game and things like that, which I think is an advantage because they were great players. But also, you mentioned Amani, and we have guys like John Reed, myself, Tariq, who played a lot of meaningful snaps last year. So it's not like, getting this Big Ten game experience is that much different. I know for myself, whenever I'm on the field, last year I consider myself the starter because I'm the person who has to get the task done when I'm on the field. Yeah, it's hard to believe. I feel like a grandfather in the locker room. I'm like 67 years old in college football years, but the time does fly. I'm having a lot of fun, and hopefully, I can leave my team and my legacy with a successful season.
You started here as a running back, and last year, the most amount of stats as a safety. Mm-hmm. How do you build on your success from last season as a safety and coming to this season?
I just have to keep learning. I can never be satisfied. Every time I go out each year, my goal is to know more than what I came in with last year. As long as you're able to do that and continue to improve as a player and become more of a student of the game, you're going to start making plays that you want to make and things like that.
Who are some coaches that you kind of sit down and watch tape with, or who are some teammates that you watch tape with that to help you get better growth?
I would say Coach Banks is our safeties coach, and he's done a phenomenal job of teaching us the game of football. Like, we learn with Coach Banks, we learn more than our tasks. Like, we understand the whole flow of the defense, what the D-line is supposed to do with certain calls, linebackers and all that. And he makes it a point to do that, because if you can do that, it's only going to help you do your job even better if you know why you're doing your job.
Graduated. Why did you come back to Penn State for another season?
I just figured that there was more left on the table. I knew I had unfinished business to do. I'll come back as a senior and lead this unit to a Big Ten championship and make more plays. And like I said, I just knew there's still stuff left on the plate for me, and it gave me a chance to get a second degree this coming December.
You mentioned leadership earlier. Who are some coaches or teammates that have impacted you with their leadership?
Yeah, definitely. I would say even the 2 other guys that came here, Trace and Nick, I can see how vocal and how much of a leader they've been in the past couple of years, and I kind of envy that. So I kind of take some of my leadership skills from them, and then guys in the past as well. And then obviously Coach Franklin's a great leader for our team, so kind of put all those together to try to be a leader.
Who are some of the true freshmen who've maybe stood out to you this summer since they got there, maybe even some of the guys from the spring?
Yeah, definitely. I think we got a lot of guys that are playing some good football. I think we got what's his name? My bad. I think Mike is doing a good job. He's taking the next step. I think we got some receivers that are, getting after it. I think Shorter's doing a good job. He's a guy that's eager to want to learn. Jihad, it's a lot of guys. They're just eager to get better, and that's a good sign. So we should see how camp goes.
Yeah, well, I think first of all, Trace is really the first quarterback that we've been kind of with from the beginning. All the way back to the recruiting process. I think that was a big decision with hiring Ricky Ronnie. Not only is he extremely intelligent, and not only does he have unbelievable work ethic, but he's recruited every single player in our quarterback room. When you look at Trace, Trace is a guy that, you look all the way back to Little League, all he's done is won. Been highly, highly productive, is universally respected throughout our entire program, has done things the right way. The thing about Trace that I think we love so much is what you're getting from Trace every single day, not just on game days, but practice, off-season, community service, academically. He's steady Eddie, and he really hasn't changed much since he was a freshman year from that perspective. Came in very mature, came in with a really good understanding of what he needed to do to be successful, and he's just kind of grown.
It helps a lot. Having a guy that I'm extremely familiar with, a guy who knows me. Coach Ronnie was the guy that recruited me to Penn State, and he initially recruited me to Vanderbilt. And we have a really good relationship, and it's been building for 5-6 years at this point. And he knows what I do best, and he knows what Tommy does best. He knows what our offensive line does best, or what our receivers do best. And I think that's been an extremely big benefit for us. Is that going into my last year with having a change in offensive coordinators, a lot of guys might have had to learn a whole new system, and the coordinator would have had to learn about me and all those kind of things. It's been extremely seamless with him having been around for the last 5 years as a coach, but also been in this offense and understanding the ins and outs of it as well.
Our 4 years, this is going into year 5, and we've been able to accomplish some really special things in a short period of time, and it really starts and ends with them. So I want to thank our players. I want to thank our players' parents, because we've really kind of done this as a family all together. I'd like to thank our coaching staff. I feel like we've got the best coaching staff in the country. Been fantastic.